Welcome to Benchmark and Goals. I am your host, Kimberly Miller. I would like to welcome everyone to the Lollipop Company Incorporated presentation. Today's topics include staffing problems and solutions, best staffing metric options, benchmarks aligned with company goals, and how to stay on track with goals and strategies. As the consultant for Lollipop Company, I've had the opportunity to assist the organization with employment labor law compliance, compensation and benefits, training and development, as well as employee engagement and motivation. As the organization expands, opening a small confectionery store, a system of measuring staffing activities against the sales goal is required. Through analysis and measuring metrics, I am confident you can obtain the overall goals of the new confectionery store. Lollipop staffing problems. Hiring new staff is a challenging task, and there are many factors to consider during the recruiting process. The expansion of the small confectionery store requires you to hire for 2 positions of a candy maker and cashier. While the staffing needs are already determined, recruiting employees that meet the skills, competencies, and qualifications for each position is crucial to match with Lollipop Company culture. Other problems you encounter is finding employees that are willing to work 6 days a week that includes 2 hours of overtime, the costs associated with recruiting, and the initial time it takes to hire new employees. With the additional costs, time, and training associated with hiring process, you might find it difficult to meet the first-year sales goal of $50,000 unless metrics are measured and benchmarks are established. Throughout the presentation, I demonstrate several ideas on how implementing a system of measuring staffing activities meets goals and benchmarks for the new store. Benchmarking benefits. There are many benefits to benchmarking that allows the company to reach strategic goals such as gaining perspectives on performance compared to other companies, identify performance gaps and areas for improvement. A mindset and culture to continuously make improvements, set company expectations, as well as monitor company performance. Benchmarking is a non-complex way to establish baselines, define your company's best practices, identify improvement opportunities, and create a competitive environment within the organization. The following slides will demonstrate how benchmarking will assist Lollipop with reaching desired goals. Are you curious how benchmarking works? It's a collection of company data that analyzes the information to identify opportunities for improvement. A company can purchase a product or utilize a service to obtain the information. However, small companies like yours can use spreadsheet reports to generate the same information. Let's take a look at how this works. There are several solutions to utilize for the staffing activity problems, such as needs analysis and benchmark metrics. A needs analysis is conducted to determine the need of employees for the new confectionery store. Through the development of a spreadsheet that records information based on staffing needs, as well as a template, to determine the current skills and qualifications of the employees, a hiring plan is developed. Once a need analysis is complete with spreadsheets, a benchmark report is created to reach your goal of recruiting a candy maker and cashier for the new store location. Benchmarks help determine the amount of time it takes to fill the positions compared to the company's competitors, and if changes are necessary to meet the overall goals of the organization. Utilizing needs analysis and benchmark metrics also provides a way to determine if there are internal employees skilled for open positions rather than incurring expenses to hire externally. Another solution to your staffing problem activity includes using an integrative talent management system that obtains a vast amount of data from talent acquisition, development, engagement, performance management, rewards, and succession management. Rather than having separate reports for analyzing hiring processes, the information is integrated into one convenient system. A larger organization typically benefits from the integrative management system as there are more employees and positions for organizations to keep track, providing more assistance. But as the company grows, you may want to consider the integrated system that provides support for all business analysis functions. While I think both systems are ideal for your staffing needs, the best option for conducting an analysis utilizing spreadsheet templates are cost-effective and supports the determining hiring needs for the owner's small company. Consistently updating employee information, desired goals, and talent management allows you the opportunity to conduct a needs analysis for all aspects of the organization. Through analysis and benchmark metrics, the progress of needs are tracked, leaving endless opportunities to make necessary adjustments to remain closer to the average benchmarks in the industry and achieve strategies and goals. Benchmarking is all about monitoring a company's success in attaining strategic objective and goals. A benchmark is the minimum mark that needs to be achieved, such as the amount of time it takes to fill the candy maker and cashier positions for your company. Using a benchmark report determines the amount of average time needed to reach the goals compared to other industries. If the hiring metrics determine that it's taking too long to fill the desired positions, then the hiring process needs adjustment to get closer to the initial benchmark. Utilizing benchmark metrics allows you to reach your goal of sales for $50,000 in the first year with an increase in 20% in 3 years. So I did do a benchmark comparison for the amount of time that is taking to hire the candy maker and the cashier. So I determined that the benchmark for you to hire the candy maker for the new location is around 114 total days. Comparing the benchmark of other industries, the average amount of days it takes from the beginning of the hiring process until the start date is around 31 days. Therefore, it is taking the company twice as long to fill positions. However, with the information obtained through metrics and the achieved benchmark, the company can make changes in the hiring process that demonstrates downtime. Even reducing the amount of days to review the applications and interview new candidates is still not enough to get closer to the average benchmark in the industry. The entire process from beginning of when the hiring request is made to the employee start date is nearly 4 months. How Lollipop can stay on track. The Lollipop Company can stay on track with goals and strategies in the organization by utilizing spreadsheets for needs analysis and benchmark metrics. For the organization to achieve the average benchmark, considerations such as the amount of time it takes to review applications and how many days candidates are interviewed may need adjustments to reduce the total time. There are many questions to ask during the hiring process to meet the needs of the company in a timely manner. Other factors to consider to remain on track with goals is the amount of time it takes to train the new employees on top of the additional time it takes to hire. The longer an organization takes to hire staff, the more money spent for recruiting and training programs. It may benefit the company to compare skills, competencies, and qualifications of internal candidates to fill the candy maker and cashier positions to not only save money, but reduce the benchmarking metrics and get closer to the hiring process industry average. In conclusion, in previous slides, I mentioned that the benchmarking is an ideal option to reach company goals, find the right talent, and save money during the hiring process. Benchmarking also assists with reducing time during the hiring process that allows new workers to start at the new store and begin making profits for the organization in a more timely manner. Lollipop Company is encouraged to use benchmarking metrics to recognize areas of improvement to make necessary changes. Overall, benchmarking keeps the company on track to meet specific strategies by frequently updating employee and company information. A benchmark is a minimum mark that needs to be reached for an organization to remain competitive within the same industry. Should you decide to use benchmark metrics, Lollipop Company has the ability to reach company goals and remain competitive in the marketplace.